Let's say for this effect, I can hand the deck over to the spectator and they can give it a shuffle. After they're done shuffling the deck, I would take it back and I would explain that I'm going to go through the deck and make a prediction. So, let's say, for example, I go ahead and I choose, I think I'm going to choose this prediction. And we're going to leave this here the entire time. So now this, I would take the deck, or I would be holding it, so it doesn't matter. But I would give the deck just a few shuffles and cuts. Just because the spectator shuffled the deck, now I'm going to shuffle the deck. And let's say I give it a cut as well. So I would hand this over to the spectator, and I would instruct them to start dealing the cards into two piles like this. And at any time, they can deal multiple cards, and they can stop too. So let's say they want to stop here. So the rest of the deck can go away. So I would explain to the spectator that, okay, so you shuffled the deck, I made a prediction, I shuffled the deck, you dealt the piles into two, actually you dealt the cards into two piles, and you stopped whenever you wanted. And I just gave the cards a quick mix, just to make things a little more hard. So how about you pick up any one of the piles and you start dealing them into one pile and stop whenever you want. But just so you know, there's about 7 or 8 cards here, so you probably don't want to go too many. So let's say the spectator stops here. And we can also do the next pile as well. And there's maybe 8 or 9 cards, so not many more. So you can stop whenever you would like as well. Let's say they want to stop here. So now these two piles are going to make up a card for us. So this pile is going to be the suit of the card. This pile is going to be the value of the card. So in this case, we have the 6 of spades, meaning our suit is going to be a spade. And in this pile, we have the jack of clubs, meaning our value is the jack. So if we put these together, we should have the jack of spades. And my prediction is the jack of spades. So that is today's effect. If you would like to learn how to do this, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. So, before I get into this effect, really quick, in case you're wondering about the cards I'm using, these are the Canis Lupus playing cards. I think I have a review on these, so I will leave that down below in the description if I can find it. And these are also by Card Mechanic, so I'm going to leave his channel down below. And I'm also going to leave his video down below because I learned this trick from his channel. And then I'm going to leave his shop down below and then his shop where you can actually click the link and you'll come right onto this page to buy the Canis Lupus cards. So it's just a direct link. You click it, and then you can check out his cards here. So this trick is actually similar to one I actually posted a while back. And I will leave that video down below in the description as well. It's called Decisions. So let's get right into this effect. So there's 2 ways you can do this. How I did it in the performance was the more difficult or the advanced way. At the end, I will show you a beginner method, and then you can check out decisions down below, which is another easy way you can go about it, I believe. It's been a long time since I performed it. But let's get right into this effect. So the spectator can shuffle up the deck, which is fine. When they're done, they're going to hand it back, and you're going to explain. obviously with the cards like this, but I'm going to expose it, that you're going to make a prediction. So you're going to go right to the top of the deck, and you're going to look at the top two cards. The first card is going to be the suit. So the six of clubs, you're going to have a club. The second card, the three of spades, you're going to have a value, so a three. So if you put these together, you have the three of clubs. Now, something that might happen, that doesn't happen a lot, but it might actually happen, is let's say, for example, okay, this is good, that we look at the top two cards and we say, okay, we're going to have the suit for the first card, so a spade, and a value for the second card, a two. You put these together, you have the two of spades. So the two is your prediction card. You put it to the side. Well, now you don't have another two to make up the card with the two piles at the end. What do? Just give the deck another cut or another shuffle. It really doesn't matter. You just don't want that to happen. So now let's say we go through and we know we're going to have the three of clubs. You're going to go through the deck and you're going to take out your prediction. So you should probably have a full deck here. If you know you don't have a full deck, take out any two cards or any number of cards actually that will make up that card. So if you know you're missing, for example, all one of the sixes, take out each one of the sixes just to be safe. I hope that made sense. So now what I did was I did a false shuffle. I just kept these two cards on top. I'm not going to teach it, but I will link it down below in the description. And then I followed up with a false cut. I'm not going to teach that either, but I will link some false cuts down below in the description. So now before I hand this deck over to the spectator, I explain, okay, I'm going to hand you the deck and I want you to start dealing from the top two piles like this. So they're going to take it and they're going to deal two piles. Once they get past, I should say, the top two cards, you explain, okay, now you can deal multiple cards from the top, the middle, and the end. You can cut the deck and then deal again, and you can shuffle the deck and deal again. So let's say we want to deal this many. I'll put back some. It doesn't matter. The rest of the deck will now go away. In this next part, you're going to want to be careful that you don't flash. I think I flashed during the performance for the six of spades, but you're going to pick up the pile and you're going to say, okay, you shuffle the deck, and now I'm going to give the deck a quick mix. You know one of your cards is at the bottom, so I think when I picked it up, I just flashed it briefly. So make sure you don't do that. But all you're going to do is the overhand shuffle, and you're going to control this card to the top of the deck. The overhand shuffle will be linked down below. So I peel off one card, which is the six, and then I peel off even more cards. Now you could go one by one, or you could just peel one card, which is the six, and then multiple. It really doesn't matter. Put it down, and then do the same for this pile. Pick it up, peel off one, which is their card, and then deal one by one, or you can deal multiple, and you put that down. And now you are going to explain to the spectator here that you're going to spread out the pile and you're going to say, okay, there's about, I don't know, 8 or 9 cards. So I want you to deal some, but not all of them. And when you spread these out, all you're doing is just taking a quick guess. It really doesn't matter if you get it wrong. You just want to get it close to right, okay? So let's say they deal, I don't know, let's say that many cards and they put the rest away. Pick up the other pile, you say, okay, maybe there's about, I don't know, 7 or 8 cards. So how about you deal some more, but not too many. Let's say, I don't know, that many. And now you're all done. So you could explain the entire trick again, because it was a pretty long process. And then you can say, okay, so the card at this pile is going to be the suit, and the card at this pile is going to be the value. So in this case, they turn over the pile and they get a club. You can say, okay, the six of clubs, this card is going to be a club. This is going to be the value. So they turn this over and you have a 3. So you can say, okay, this is going to be a 3. So if we put these together, we have the 3 of clubs. You can go toward your prediction, the spectator can turn it over, and it is a perfect match. So that is the hard way you can go about this. And let me go ahead now and teach you the easy way you can go about this. So same thing as before, the deck is going to be shuffled, and you're going to take out a prediction. So in this case, it wouldn't work because they're both diamonds. So you can either cut the deck or shuffle it again. And in this case, you would have the 9 of clubs. So we're going to go through and we're going to take out the 9 of clubs. We're going to hand this deck over to the spectator, and you say, I want you to start dealing into 2 piles. Okay, I'm sorry about that noise there. And they can deal as many as they would like. Okay, I'm not going to go through it, but let's say that many. And now you could say, okay, and you can actually recap the entire effect, and that really is the, I guess, the trick. So you can say, okay, once you recapped everything, this is going to be the suit of the card, this is going to be the value. So in this case, with the Queen of Clubs, we have a club. And with this one, the 9 of Spades, we have a 9. So we put these together, we have the 9 of Clubs. And my prediction is the 9 of Clubs. So that is the effect for today. I hope you really enjoyed this one. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye.